already said, my name is Sharifa Johnson, and I am the owner of Books and Bops. And Books and Bops, and my slogan is creating readers one dance at a time. So what do you think I might be doing? What do you think Books and Bops might be?
Books and dancing.
Books and dancing. Okay?
Books and music.
Books and music. It is all of that. I'm going to tell you first a little bit about myself. My name is Sharifa Johnson. I have been an educator for over 15 years. I've been a classroom teacher. I started off with high school. That was not my thing. Then I taught college. I needed more money, so then I was like, I'm going to teach kindergarten. So I've taught 4th grade kindergarten. I went overseas and taught in Abu Dhabi for a year. And I came back and taught 2nd grade. And in any of those times, I was not necessarily happy because education is not what I thought it was going to be. But I wanted to combine my love of literature, because I was an English teacher, and dancing and share it with children of all ages through creative movement. I have also been a dancer since I was 4 years old. Started off with ballet, heard the tap shoes, went to tap, danced ever since, was in a performing arts high school. So dance has always been a part of my life. I am trained in ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, lyrical, contemporary, and African dance. I hold a Bachelor's of Science in English and Secondary Education and a Master of Arts in English and African American Literature from North Carolina A&T State University. So, what is Books and Bops? And Books and Bops is a mobile creative movement class that incorporates dance and literature. The class is designed to creatively engage students in reading, group discussion, and dance that collectively creates art. So I'm trying to get kids back into loving reading by making it fun. In the classrooms, education is changing. There's not a lot of room for creativity, not a lot of room for movement. We want our children to be really good at being students, but not really good at being them at being students, which we know kids, especially if they're younger, what do all the time? Move. They can never stay seated. So what issue does it address? It addresses to assist educators and parents to decrease the literacy gap in young children. Our reading scores are not what they should be because people don't want to read. They don't need to read. YouTube. Everything is given to them. They're now no longer interacting with words by reading them. They're being heard. They're audio through video. As well as add the fun element back into learning that is being removed from the classroom. That's why I was never happy in the classroom. I didn't feel like I had a lot of room to be creative and to create these moments for my students. So, all right, so here's how a class operates. A book is read and discussed with the students first. After we've done our reading, an original dance piece that I have choreographed is taught to the students. So each week or each visit will feature a new book and a new piece of choreography. So we're never doing the same thing twice. It's always something new, always a new book, and always a new dance. And then there's a dance party at the end. Usually, of course, I start with Old Town Road because that's their joint right now. And then, we just have a little bit of fun. The books can align with the curriculum and or the theme for each week. So each time I speak with a teacher, I ask them, hey, do you have a specific theme you want me to, are you covering that week? And I'll find a book and then I'll find a song created too that connects to it. So an example, if the theme was oceans, I would read the book Rainbow Fish and then I would dance to Under the Sea from The Little Mermaid. And each session should last between 30 to 45 minutes. It's usually near the 30, especially for my younger ones, to keep their attention. Now I'm going to actually go through a breakdown of one of the classes I have done already to kind of show you my process. So this week I went to the Sunshine House on Ramsey Street, excuse me, and it was their summer camp, and their theme was architectural engineering or exploration. So I found the book, Iggy Peck Architect. That was going to be the book that I'll read to the children. Here's some pictures of me actually reading the book to them. See, they actually are engaged. They're listening. they were able to have discussion. You know, I do talk about a lot of literary elements from my English education to make sure that it's not just me reading to them, but having them understand different elements of literature. And then here's the song. So this song sounds like building a house. So I had the idea of, okay, what type of song is even about architecture? There's not really songs about that. So I kind of went through like building and, you know, did some searches. But then I went back to high school and I remember hearing this song after one of our warm-up songs and it sounded like building a house. So I went back and I found that song and decided that my choreography was going to be, the children are going to be a physical house. There's a foundation, there's a first level, and there's a roof. So that was my idea, and this was the song that helped me, to do this. Here's me teaching the choreography to the students. And here is the actual video. Now, they're children. They're not going to get my vision 100% perfect, but they had fun. So therefore, they did. I was absolutely amazed. So again, this is my foundation, this is my first level, and the back row is my roof. Okay, the volume's not working. Sorry. But that was, everyone okay? Okay. So we could, excuse me, I'm sorry. Go back to my slideshow. All right, excuse me, I'm gonna have to go to the computer. There we go. Okay. All right, so in terms of my business, what are the day-to-day things that I am running into or complications? Advertising to the schools and kid-friendly spaces. What I've done so far is I've literally drove out to every daycare center I can find that will open the door and give them my information. I have emailed one teacher of one first grade teacher in every elementary school in Cumberland County to offer my services as an in-house field trip because I missed the Art Council deadline to be approved artists in the schools. Gauging how wide to spread the program in the beginning. Do I go past just Fayetteville? How far do I go? Am I in Greensboro? Am I in Wake County? Where do I need to be? And also just combating fear of starting a new business. I left the classroom. I am doing nothing but part-time jobs right now, stepping out 100% on faith because this is, to me, a God-given idea. So I want to portray that. So this is where I am with Books and Bops. And very excited. And just thank you all for your time and your consideration listening to my business. Are there any questions?
So you mentioned about going to visit the daycares and stuff.
Yes.
There's a whole network of homeschool people in this community. Have you reached out and connected with them?
Yes, I did reach out with them. I was doing a homeschool program in connection with Cool Spring Clubhouse on Hay Street, and we reached out to that community, but we haven't gotten a lot of information because I was in contact with Home, and I just sent them an email. So they have my information based on the connection with Cool Spring.
And what about an after-school program? Because a lot of people, they don't want their kids sitting in prime time just sitting there. They'd rather put them into a program.
Yeah.
Right. I have reached out to all of the rec centers that have the LEAP programs, and they seem to not really be forthcoming for it because of the money situation and their budgets. And they also feel that the library provides a program where they come out and read. And they do other activities besides dance. So in terms of prime time, I wasn't too sure if I could do that because I didn't go through the Art Council. which is the only way to seem to be a guest artist within the schools.
But all of these are you fitting in somebody else's program. Have you thought about creating your own program?
No. Like getting like room in the rec center and making it.
Or if you have
Right.
somewhere that you could have this take place,
Okay.
and then you could have like different groups, say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever.
Okay.
I mean, it's a way for kids to burn off energy, to get some
Okay.
exercise, to exercise their brain,
Okay.
and have your own program.
Okay. So like pretty much find my own space.
And find a space. A lot of times, like we've had people in here before, where say they have exercise places, but what they do is they don't have a lot of customers during the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So you might get them to rent you some of their space for just certain hours of the day to reduce your cost.
Okay. 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 All right. Thank you.
What contacts do you have with Cumberland County Schools?
I just reached out to the person that was in charge of the art education program, Miss Lydia.
Okay.
And she told me that it was too late. I needed to go through the art council, but I was able to be a in school or in what they call an in-house field trip. So that's where they would hire me. Like each classroom individually would bring me in, or each grade.
The reason I say that is because just about all of them have offer some type of prime time.
Right.
So to get even considered for prime time, you've got to go through the Arts Council.
That's what. Yes. I made sure that was exactly how it went. Like to do anything within Cumberland County Schools that's like considered like an artist, it has to go through the art council. So I know that I will be doing that definitely for the 2021 school year. That would be something that I definitely have to put my hat into. But it seems like that is the only way to get in, according to Cumberland County Schools as well as the art council.
Okay. What about the private schools?
I've only reached out to the charter schools. I have not thought about the private schools. That is a good idea. I know I found Trinity. I drove by to Trinity on Rose Hill. That's like a daycare through 12, and I gave them my information. But I need to definitely check all the other private.
Knock on all the doors.
Yes.
Because they're not going to come to you.
But take a video of actually what a session looks like and how things
Yeah.
are going, how much the children are interactive and participating
Yes.
with you.
Yes. I also have like children, like I have testimonial from the children as well, like where I videoed how they act, like what was their favorite part of the class and things of that nature. But I'll definitely put together a video package.
You're on YouTube, right?
No.
You are now.
Well, not quite yet.
Well,
but
not
You-
quite. Give us a week and you will be.
Okay.
you got to be on the stage.
Okay.
YouTube is the stage.
Okay.
Now,
Because
I want to follow up on something that
Sure.
Cindy said about the rec centers.
Yeah.
I think that's really, you can knock on that door too.
Yeah.
And just rent the room.
Yes. And not try to be a part of LEAP.
And
Okay.
just rent the room yourself.
Okay.
And use the municipalities. Like we've got an excellent rec center in Hope Mills.
Oh yeah, I'm actually connected with Casey.
Well
there.
Well then you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
is
I
she
called
helping you?
Casey. Well, we've been playing phone tag because I left my information. She called me back
Yeah.
the next day, and I called her right back. But we've been playing phone tag. But yes, Casey, I'm in contact with Casey.
She's an excellent contact.
Yes.
And she'll work with you.
Okay.
And if there's an opportunity for you to get into the rec center, she's the one
Gotcha.
that will turn that key.
Okay.
But don't stop there.
No.
You got Grace Creek, you got of course the city, you got Spring Lake.
Yes.
you
I actually
got
live in
Eastover.
Spring Lake,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I mean don't stop there.
Okay.
Knock on these doors.
Okay. So do you feel like with that, like I should also go into other counties, like further than this as well?
Just some of the
surrounding?
surrounding counties, when you talk about like Fayetteville as a center,
Yeah.
Dunn isn't too far
Okay.
from here. I mean, Lee County borders Cumberland County. Some of the Sampson County areas aren't too very far either. So why not?
Okay.
And also Robeson and Hope County.
Okay.
And with Hope County being very small, it might be a little bit easier to navigate through there.
Okay.
But But take a video, because you have to be able to show benefit.
Okay.
Especially incorporating the literature part into, not just the dance part,
Right.
because people want to see that you're adding
Reading.
more. You've got a niche that other people have. They might have an exercise program, but you got more than that.
Gotcha.
Or even offer, if you're trying to go into a whole private school, offer to do a free demonstration.
Yes, I do a lot
It
of.
doesn't really cost you anything
No.
to go in except half an hour of your time.
Mhm.
Really let them see how excited the kids are. If you can get the kids to ask for you,
Yes.
you got a better chance.
And the parents.
Mhm.
I that's what I do. I do offer free demonstrations before I ask for any payment. Everyone gets a free demonstration.
Nice.
This one that I actually did, they just went ahead and paid me. But yes, I did a free demonstration yesterday at a daycare center. So yes, definitely the free demonstration is one. But I have to make a video that shows the reading. That's funny because the one time I did a video of the reading, it looked terrible because this is a real off the beat story. But I was at Praise Now, that was downtown, in the festival park, and my tent was broken. I had to use my hair thing. So my hair was all over the place while we were taking a video of me reading. So I can't use that video. So I'll definitely make sure next class video of reading, there's a whole video package.
Do you have any regular clients currently?
Not anymore. I had them all for their summer programs. Now that school is back in, everything is kind of like been shut down for a couple of weeks. But I'm starting to pick back up. That's why I started back with the daycare centers, because their age groups or their groups were already usually settled by now.
How much do you charge for the services?
Right now I'm $10 per child per class. Base that off of how much a dance class actually costs around here, which is usually $12, so I knocked it down. However, I do negotiate because I do know that school budgets and budgets are different, but I put out 10, but definitely willing to negotiate my price.
What age groups do you do?
Right now it's usually between 4 years old up to about 12 years old.
One thing you might want to consider is, especially not the chain gyms, but other fitness centers where the parents like to go, but they offer maybe some child care there. But what you're offering is if you could partner or go in there and offer to do a class for the kids while their parents working out.
Yes. Yes, that's awesome. I'm also adding another element to Books and Bops with a group, a creative writing and dance component for my middle school and high school kids. Because I know the whole reading to them, they may not appreciate that the older they are. However, writing is also a struggle for our older kids, especially getting ready to go to college. It would be something cool to do, so I kind of looked at that issue as well for my older kids. So I'm working on the logistics of that one.
And when you get that one together, FTCC does in the summertime
Okay.
called Summerscapes, and they're always looking for interesting classes because they do it for kids in the summertime, but they're not the little kids, they're the
Older
middle
kids.
grades, high school grades, mostly middle grades, and
Okay.
that would be a good avenue to
All right.
offer a class. They're always looking for instructors who have something different.
All right, awesome. Thank you. And I also try to offer tutoring element as well. I'm trying to be like a whole package education deal to get my foot in the door somehow. But yes, Books and Bops is my original idea that I would like to get into. But I'm trying to add some more elements so everyone can kind of get something from this.
The gentleman mentioned being on YouTube.
Yes.
Are you on any other social media platforms?
Yes, I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram,
Okay.
where I have videos and pictures there.
Awesome.
Where I kind of do the same setup that I did here, where I'll show the book, show the song, show the pictures, show the dance. So that is also on those two platforms. But YouTube's a little daunting for me because I have to figure out how to edit video. And I don't have that capability as of yet. I know that there's iMovie, but I've played around with it, and I need someone to help.
What about churches?
I also,
Vacation Bible schools and stuff like that.
yes, I'm also working on that element as well. working with churches. Like I said, I did the Praise Now Festival, and I was able to use a book about David and Goliath and connect something with that as well, with the theme of faith.
Sorry, I didn't even ask if you were on a Facebook Marketplace or like
No.
as like an advertiser.
No.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't even know about that.
Because you can actually like type in after school curriculum or activities, and a list of options are available.
Okay.
Recommendation, too. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And if you're trying to track moms, put out some photos on Pinterest.
Pinterest. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you considered flat rate pricing instead of per child?
No.
You're
I have not.
marketing to, I mean, you're not marketing to parents who are just bringing one child. You're marketing to a facility that has lots
Right.
and lots of children. I would consider maybe charging per class. Like, what is it really worth to you? What do you typically get in a class? And finding a good middle point. Of course, putting a cap, don't send me 75 kids for like $50.
Right, right.
You know, like a class is up to this many kids and I charge a flat rate to come to
Okay.
your school and perform this.
So something like, okay, so a class of 15 is like 130.
And you could do tiers from this many kids to this many. It's this price level, this many to this many.
See, I had that at first. I had tiers where if it was groups under 10, it was $10 per child. Groups over 10, $8 per child. But then some schools were like, I need a flat rate.
You're mixing the prices because you're still taking the per child, adding it with the
Okay.
flat rate. You need to say,
Just a
if
flat
it's
rate.
10 kids, then it's $100
Okay.
or up to 10 kids.
Got you. Flat rate pricing.
And I would do that for organizations. If you're talking about smaller groups or church groups or something, they might still want the per child because they won't be paying you necessarily directly. It might be that the parents are paying.
Got you. And I think that's kind of so to be really honest, when this idea originally was supposed to be happening in New Jersey. That's why I was supposed to be moving back home, but God sent me to Fayetteville instead. So right. I mean, my thing is again,
Yes.
that's just me. It was me not listening. It was me thinking I knew better. So I'm going back home. I'm going to Jersey and I'm going to work with my friends, and that the per child made more sense because that's how it would be up there. I think I will definitely look into the flat rate and like really like analyze what is this worth type of thing, like in terms of
What's
chunks.
your average time period?
It's really between I would say between 30 to 40 minutes, like actually, including from beginning to end. And that includes settling them down and, getting them back on track and asking the questions and their stories. Like, it includes every element of that. So about 30 to 40 minutes.
See, and that comes back to the flat rate.
Right,
Per hour. Flat rate, this is the amount of kids.
right.
Flat rate for an hour, or you can extend it from there.
Okay,
I mean, that's the reason why I was asking, was like,
Gotcha.
how long are you actually
right.
involved here?
To see if the pricing. So,
I mean, to be honest, $140 for half an hour with a group of kids.
yeah.
To me, as someone thinking of paying for that service, I mean, that seems a little high. More than
I gotcha.
more than I feel like most facilities really have the funds for.
Right. So if you were to suggest, if you were to give me some suggestions?
I would say I wouldn't be willing to pay over $100
Okay.
for a group of, say, up to like 15 or so. More than 15 kids is a whole lot.
Okay.
I would suggest you do market research because you're going to find different areas of town you can charge more, like certain areas
Right.
you're going to be able to afford. You need to do market research
Yeah.
to see what is being charged in that area.
Right. Yeah, because that's what I said. I based it off of the dance schools, like the major dance schools in this area. And when you broke it down, it was like $12 per child per class. And that's why I think that's how I came with my pricing.
How long of a typical dance class do you have?
It's between about 30, depending on the age group. But for the age group that I was dealing with, it's usually about 30 to 40 minutes.
But now remember, you said you guys settle them down. That's part of your time. Your time is valuable. So if you're spending 10 or 15 minutes calming them down and then 30 minutes of exercise or whatever, then your time is an hour.
Yeah.
You got to encompass all of your time that's involved.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you're just charging for the activity, then you're shortchanging yourself.
Okay. So
a lot of time people at the school are thinking about 1 hour of study, for example, 50 minutes.
Yeah.
So 30 minutes may be too short period
Okay.
of time from the mentality of
Mhm.
people who are used to classes to be 1 hour or 50 minutes.
Right.
So you may want to stretch it and make it
Okay.
50 minutes.
I can do that.
It will be appear more to people to be something useful. 30 minutes is just half a time, so they may not like it.
But I think that goes back to what I was saying, is you gotta encompass all of your time. So if you're doing some discussion before, discussion after, or some other activity, you gotta
Yeah.
count your entire time in
Yeah.
that block, not just say, where it's a 30-minute class, you might be thinking of 30 minutes of just activity, whatever, but
Yeah.
really, you're stretching it more than that already.
Yeah, so I will say typically it takes me between 15 and 20 minutes to read the story. That includes beginning discussion, discussion in between, their questions, settling down and all of that. And then about 15 to 20 minutes to do the dance as well, especially with the younger group. It takes a little bit longer, and I realized that yesterday because I've been working with a lot of first graders, like a lot of like school age kids, but when I did it with the daycare center yesterday, it does take a little bit longer for them to learn the dance. So I guess it does depend on also like what level I'm at. Like daycare does take about definitely 45 minutes, where, school age may take, I was really there for an hour though. Yeah. So, I will definitely look into all that and just kind of really like analyze all of my classes.
Have you thought about going to a particular school in the county and getting them to agree, and then going to the county board of education meeting and saying, look, I got 2 or 3 schools lined up here, if you guys give me the budget line, we're ready to go.
I am trying to
And then
connect with.
have a complete package proposal that for X amount of dollars, you will do these things in these 2 or 3 schools, and have the schedule all laid out, so all they gotta do is say yes.
Okay, so go to get 2 to 3 schools.
You have the whole thing all lined up.
Work the whole plan and then go to the school board.
And tell the school, if we get funded, will you guys agree to do this? So we're kind of playing one against the other.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to work with Honeycut. Thank you. I'm trying to get with Honeycut because I know they do media nights where they have where the kids come in and actually do reading. I've reached out to that principal. Again, haven't heard back. But I think I just, again, I'm really new to this area, very new. My aunt is very well known here, so she's been very helpful. Edna Irizarry of Elite Catering. Besides me just going out there and just here and people taking a shot on me, that's kind of just what's happening right now.
Have you thought about working with kids with special needs, whether it be physical
Mhm.
or some type of disability, but also ones that are in therapy?
Yeah.
Sometimes it sounds like you have a good type of program that would fit in well with them, because you can do a lot of adjustment of your own,
Yeah.
where you need to, and you can adjust dances and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But there's a big need for people who have special needs
Okay.
or kids that need therapy.
Okay. Awesome. Art therapy. Awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, every bit of positive feedback that you get from everyone, you
Yeah.
need to compile that, because when you go before, let's say, the school board,
Okay.
they're gonna wanna know, okay, well, what you've done,
Right.
what have people said. It's a great idea, but sometimes people have, they just like if you're gonna order something online, a lot of times you
See
go
the
and see
reviews.
what other people say about the product before you purchase it.
Yes.
So that might help too. When
Okay.
it comes to selling it even to schools or just.
Okay. So it would have been good to
It's a-
put the videos of what the kids said.
Yes.
Okay.
And even a couple of teachers, if they're willing to get on and say,
All
the
right.
kids are, story time is so much easier now because, or just,
Right.
whatever.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. So it goes back to that video. Got to get that video.
Goes back to those
And
testimonials.
I might
Yeah.
know somebody
Yeah.
who might be able to help you with.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's that marketing piece.
Yeah. That's where I am.
that marketing.
Yeah,
piece.
that's what I'm trying to figure out, like exactly how, where, when do I market? Like again, like I don't mind getting in the car and going to any daycare center I see and just giving it, you just at least have the information. Whatever you do with it, you know, I call back, I check in. You know, I always, you know, try to connect back to see how they feel about it. I have a couple of schools that are like, yes, we're just trying to connect and figure out the best time to connect the class.
It's just like fishing.
Yeah,
You never
gotta be
know what you're going
patient.
to catch.
Yeah,
But if you don't have it out there,
right,
you'll get nothing.
right.
I have something. With the building of the time, just to go back to that, the 30 to 45 minutes, like as a parent, I would like to see like an hour.
Okay.
So I think like a good way, I don't know if you already incorporate this, but a good way to kind of build and kind of stretch it out maybe to like, if you do go to a school or a daycare, maybe getting some of the teachers involved or having them try it first, so like the kids can kind of like see the teachers and laugh at them, or you know, like just be like, oh, Miss Whatever's doing it.
Okay.
You know, or teaching them, or having like an area where like maybe the teachers learn to dance first, and then you know, that could be helpful for like the video too.
Okay.
Like showcase later on with your business, and maybe adding like a second book where you're building that time into like a full hour or an hour and a half, where maybe parents are more inclined to pay for that amount of time as opposed to like the 30 or 45 minutes. So maybe having like, you know, this week we're showcasing these 2 books, you know, or the book of the month or whatever. You know, there's so many options that you can do to kind of like, once you start getting into that momentum, where you start building your clientele, where people are like eager to see what the new book of the month is. Gotcha. And then the other thing was, do you do like birthday parties and things like that?
I mean, I'm advertising for all kid-friendly spaces.
Okay, great. I work in a therapy clinic, and we see a lot of special needs children. So I know a lot of times parents have concerns where like a lot of things aren't like for children with like sensory disorders or children that are autistic, you know, they can't really go into like a concert and be dealing with so many things that are like stimulating them and just having them go into overdrive. So that may be like something really good to gravitate to, as they've already mentioned. Okay. Just because you are so like, you can tailor it. Yeah. You can meet with the parent and kind of see what they're interested in and whatnot, and kind of have like that personalized packet where maybe they have a birthday party and there's not a lot of places in town that they can go to, but you can go to their home or you can meet them at the park. Exactly. You know, and then they're going to be like, wow, and then they're going to keep recommending that to the other parents. Awesome. So just some ideas.
Thank you. Yes.
Is this a recurring thing?
Yes, I am. My goal is to be in the school weekly. That's my goal. However, right now I'm just also offering myself as a one-time field trip as well. But I would love to be reoccurring. That is my goal, because like I said, this program I feel meets a really big need with really trying to get kids to love reading again.
Is that your ultimate goal? I mean, what are they getting out of it? You know, if you come in and do it one time, so it's like an exercise class or reading class, well, so what?
Mm-hmm. Right, that's not my goal. My goal is to come weekly. My goal is to be more than a one-time thing.
Why?
Because I feel, again, my program, like, feel the benefit to get kids loving to read. If you connect, there is research that shows how much movement connected to learning helps to have, again, memory and repetition and actually create the knowledge of how to do something. So if it's in their bodies as well as in their mind, it's going to be something they can do. And that's what I want to do with reading. And that's why it needs to be more than just a one-time thing. Because the literacy gaps are there. You can go find the research. You can go to any school and you can see that there's a lot of kids in classes not reading on grade level.
So that's your problem.
Yeah.
And then you're the solution.
I'm trying to be, yes.
Well, yeah, but you are.
I am.
I don't know anybody else that's doing it. Plus, you get them off the tablets. You get them up. You get them interacting with each other where they can actually change their facial expression. Not like a little zombie. So I think that's good. But what you're doing right now is, like Cindy said, you're doing market research. Yeah. It's not really a business. And with all the suggestions that you've gotten, I want you to keep that in mind. You have a viable idea, I think, and it's valuable. Yeah. But you need to I'm glad that you're right in the middle of it. I think that's the way to do it. Just get in the middle of it to everything you find out. Then you work down a footprint. Before you start going to different counties, driving, spending all that time, you've got plenty of people around here that need it.
Yeah.
It's just that you'll find that Fayetteville's a different market. You're going to have to, you may ask and you may knock, but you have to knock and ask over and over and over before you get it done. Plus, you don't really have you need a little pitch book, you need all this stuff written down.
So I have this. This is what I usually give out.
Okay.
It's like my little flyer that tells exactly like the same kind of breakdown, booking info, about me and type of stuff like that. Is there anything else that I should probably add? I'm going to pass this around.
So I don't know if you have it in there, but you just gave him a good why. You told him why you were here and why you're in business, and it was great because I didn't do that the rest of your presentation. Is that in there about why kids need this? You can give me all the rates you want, you can tell me the locations all you want, but if you tell me the why, because you sold me in the last 5 minutes answering Don's question about why we need this. Is that in there?
Yeah, the why we need it is not
That's
in
important
here.
because your last 5 minutes of what you said to him was outstanding.
Well, and that's your core as well. People will follow you because they love your mission, not because you have an activity class.
Gotcha.
What they get out of it, and then you're going to find the people that will attract people. You start putting that in everything that you do on Pinterest, on Facebook. It's the core of why you're doing what you do. And that matters more than anything else.
Okay, awesome. That's excellent. Thank you.
And the last thing is I would go upstairs to the
Small Business Center.
Small Business Center.
Which is absolutely free.
Yes. And they'll help you take a lot of these suggestions that you wrote down today and help you
focus
through.
Okay.
There's so many things you could do. You want to find your highest, most profitable activities and do them until you get sick of them.
Right.
And then you'll have success.
Exactly, because that's what that's my major issue is like I'm just doing as much as I think I know how to do, and I don't know how to do this.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Well, you'll learn how to do it.
Yeah.
As long as you're an educator. You learn to be able to teach. So when you get all this information that you established and put it in a little snapshot form, and you'll know what you need to do, what your manpower is, what your time is, how long it takes, what their results are, and all that stuff will come together.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
But don't overextend yourself.
Okay. Gotcha.
Don't.
Don't
do that. A lot of businesses try to grow too quick or too fast.
Gotcha.
And there was some things said earlier about looking at other counties. And you know, and I tell entrepreneurs and small business owners, don't go looking at other counties for green grass. You've got green grass right here. Make this the green grass in Cumberland County. And then once you're set and you're established, then mark it out.
Okay.
It was just to add with what Don and Ms. Burns, Mr. Bellflower have been saying, basically. Whenever you figure out exactly what it is that your mission and your vision is, if you can, I didn't see it because I came in late, if you have it on your website, you need to have a blog page where you educate them to where whenever they read, this is why, and how you function within it and the value of it. So that way, even if they don't like reading the pieces of paper, because a lot of people go that way, they can look and link up to your webpage and look directly at it in the face and read it. So that way, they can not only see that it goes beyond your social media platforms, but it goes straight to your webpage.
Yeah.
It means something to, like he said, your core value.
Gotcha.
And that's a good place to put that up there so people can find it.
Okay. All right. This was so amazing. It's like, this is exactly what I needed because it definitely helped to redirect a lot of things. And I really, really value everyone that gave me any feedback. Thank you so much.
We get that a lot.
No, but seriously, like, just even with the opportunity to be invited to share my program was just very, like, was a lot for me. I really appreciate that. But then the actual feedback that's actually going to make my business is invaluable, and I appreciate it to no end. And thank you guys so much for your time and your input.
So Sharifa, I'm gonna take the last question.
Yes.
You mentioned it throughout your presentation. What can this community do for you?
What this community can do for me is pretty much just give me a chance. Just open the door just a little bit, because as I can say, like, this is a real issue. This is a real need. Reading is something that we all need to do. It helps us through our whole entire lives, and it's getting lost. It's a lost art. And now, if they're not bookworms, am I going to be upset? No, but if they just remember that one book, that one dance, that one experience that then sparked them to find another book, like those kids that read Iggy Peck, there's 2 other books that author wrote. If they go pick up another one just because they remember that book, I won. I did my job. And that's really what... And they won, right, because their skill is now... Right, and then everyone has winning, because again, they're going to be the ones that are taking care of us. They're the ones that are going to be continuing where we're leaving off, and we want them to be as well equipped for this role as possible. They need to be multifaceted, not just into technology, but also to be able to read paper and things of that nature. Just to be able to just touch a book and just experience and move and just even learn. What if they learn that they love dance? That's a whole nother win, just all of it, because creativity also is something that we're missing and we need more of as well.
Write it down.
I will. So I just need to make sure that my passion comes across. That's what this was missing. It was more of just like, here's something else to do instead of it being addressed as this is a need. So that's what I need to make come across. So if I've learned nothing else, that is what I've learned, and I will make sure that happens. And I thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Sharifa.